Right, hi guys, Charlie Tango 1 coming at you with this video that one of my subscribers, don't ask me to name him, wanted me to do a video from start to finish on this knife sheath that I'd just done as a prototype. I'm hoping to improve on it this time, so without further ado, we're gonna get cracking on it. This is possibly going to be in I don't know, 3 or 4 parts, I should think. I really don't know. I'm told that I'm now on more time, so I'm just to be on the safe side. I'm still going to put my timer on in case that is not the case. Right, now first of all, what you're going to need is a bit of this butt leather. Tooling leather preferably, a double shoulder, something like that, or a single shoulder. You'll still get quite a bit out, but single shoulder is going to cost you quite a bit. You want it about 3mm thick, which is, let me just guess that, I think that's somewhere near that. Oh, I'm not looking any other way, am I? Yeah, that's about, there we be, there we go. Yeah, it's about 3 or 4mm thick, that is. Now, what you're going to need is, well, you don't have to, but this is what I call my V-groove. Now, let's try and see if you can get the V-groove in there. I'm trying to get it so you can see it. There's the V-groove blade, and if you adjust this, it adjusts the blade out or in. So at the moment I've got it roughly, I think I've got it roughly well, right? There you go, it doesn't lock up, it just moves it in and out. This is obviously my stitch groove. You don't have to have one of these, but I do this for cosmetic reasons, just to make it look a bit tidier. Right, now what I've done is I've got a piece of leather. Now this is for the Mora knife, which you saw me in the previous video. Here's the finished job. That's the finished job that I've done. But what I didn't like was this. I didn't like this here. So I'm not gonna crease that in. I'm just gonna put some resin on this edge and on here. You can't help it being like this, because you folded the leather back, but I'm not going to do that this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fit out an offcut. I'm going to fit another piece on there like that, so you'll have the good side, the flesh side, and I'll stitch it on there. Right, so that's that. There we go. Now, you want a piece of leather. I've gone, just to be on the safe side, you can trim back. I've gone to 9 inches. 9 inches in length, and it's 5 inches across, I believe. Well, it's 4 3/4 actually, but to be on safe side, go 5 inches. That way you can trim back. You can always take off, but you can't put on. Now, I'm going to put my grooves in there, and I'll show you how I do that. I'll put a line down the middle so it gives me a guide, and then you can go either side from it if you wish. That's a bit too, got a bit shallower. There you go, it just takes it out like that. And then I use, where I've made that groove, I now use the edge of this groover as a guide and go down that line, so just to the side of it. So here we go again. It doesn't have to be, dead straight. You can put a ruler on it and use it as a guide if you want, but it's not seen, it's inside the sheath, so it doesn't really matter. There we go, another one. either side. Now this is grooving it out. It's not grooving it out halfway. So you can see there. There's the grooving. It's not even grooved it out halfway. So imagine this was it. It's narrow, so it'll bend easy, like that. And the grooving will be on the inside of this. And now I've bent it in there, so much easier. Look, you can get really closer with it now. See, it closes it right up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it this time, and I should get a rough idea from the knife as to where it's going to go. Now what you have to remember is whether you're right-handed or left-handed. So if you put the dangle connection for your D-ring on here, that'd be for right-handed. But if you want left-handed, you're going to have to put it on the other side so that you can have it on your left side. Worth, you know, remembering, otherwise you'll find you've made a left-handed sheath, which obviously ain't going to be no good at all, is it? And that doesn't want to come out of there. A little bit fluffy this. That's because it's on the edge of the butt. Ooh. That's why you get this fluffy bit. It's because it's on the edge, the outside of the butt. As you get in the butt, it gets smoother. You see. So, but that's the only thing you get with the old shoulder and half shoulders. Right, now it's moving on. You don't really want to dye at this point, because I'm going to use this knife. And assume it's going to be a Mora knife. That put that up there out of the way so I can hit my head on it anytime I like. Now I roughly guess it that you want the knife. You want the knife a good, I don't know, two-thirds of the handle needs to be in the sheath. I think you only need to grab the end piece of it. Otherwise, if it's too far out when you grab it, you're going to cut yourself, like I done earlier. And they're sharp, and I mean sharp. This is stainless steel. I've done that out of the black Mora, but it's not. That's ordinary steel. And do you know what? Even though that was black, that blade, it's black as you can see. Do you know I had some surface rust on there just overnight? This is carbon steel, this, and I had to rub it down with a very fine wire wool, and oil it up. I couldn't believe it. But if you've got the other Moras, most of them are stainless steel. But you've got to remember, once the edge is gone off, it's a job to get an edge back on stainless steel as opposed to carbon steel. Right, so we're going to have that on there, and I think about there. So then I can get that on there, and as you can see, that's going to be more than enough, isn't it? Times you've got it on there. And I'm not going to wet form this, because I'm going to get them problems that I've got there, because I'm going to glue this. Now to do that, let's put that over there. First thing I've got to do is use my edger. This is my edger. It's concaved so that it goes on the edge. This is the way we use it, this way. And what we do is I'm not going to take this off, but I'm going to take this edge off the top on the inside, because we want that to go in there quite nice. And you do it on the same on the outside on that top. I have put a stitch groove in there, but as I said, it's cosmetic reasons only that. I'm not going to be stitching it. The only bit of stitching I'm going to be doing is going to be when I stitch these two together. Now, put that away. How are we doing for time? Right, okay. It's going to go in there tight, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess this. That's what I'm going to do. I use a pencil so I know the drop. And I'm going to cut, sorry I'm blocking you out here. I'm just going to come around here like this. Yeah, I'm not going to... This is how I'm doing it, but you know, there may be other ways, but what I'm going to do is I'm now going to cut that. I'm going to cut that very fine pencil line there. I don't know if it'll show that. And what I want to do is I want to, in here, I want to put a little loop for a fire steel, for a ferrous rod. So I've got a little bit of leather here I can use for that, so that's not a problem. My forest rod is there. See now this. So what I have to do is I have to. You can keep these templates. These are the pieces I cut off, and you know you can. That comes off of there. You can turn it over, and then you know you've got equal sides when you do it. You know, so that's what I'm going to do. Right. Right, okay, that come off of there. And this one come off there as well, but it's the other side. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to... I know that's wide enough for one of those. You'll find I mutter quite a lot, you know, I'm thinking to myself here. And that hurts. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to thin this down or not. I think I might just have to, because it's going to come up a little bit too chunky otherwise. So let me just see if I can thin this down with my splitter, which is underneath the bench. You won't be able to see that, but let's just see what I can do with it, because it's pretty... Oh, that's not enough, is it? I have to turn that back up a bit. And also in splitting it, it makes it bend easier as well. because I don't really want it. I don't really want it that thick, and I don't want to use another piece of leather. Oh, sorry. I have to use the old persuaders on that. Oh, got an old piece of cloth here, so I don't mark it too much. That's it. I think that might do it. So what I've done is I've just taken some of the thickness off on my splitter. Oh, we're going all right for time there. That's it, good. Now what I'm doing, I'm going to trim the bum fluff off of there. And off of there. That's what I call bum fluff anyway. I hope you can see this all right. Right. Now I really want that. Are you with me now? I want this to go in there. Let's cut it down to size. See where we're at. I'm not far out. I'm not concerned with how far it's going to stick out. I can feather that bit down anyway to reduce that thickness there. So without further ado, let's reduce that down. Sorry, blocking you out again. There you go. I've just cut it down to size now. And now I'm going to feather this off, this edge and this edge, so it comes down a bit closer. With my edger, which is this tool here. And like all my tools, you can shave with them if you want. So I'm going to take that one down there. And I might have to do it, it seems like it might be blunt, but it's not. I'm taking it down as I want it. And you'll always find when you're feathering off something, it always feathers off better one way than it does the other. And that's all to do with the way the grain goes on your leather. That's why, see, that last one was coming off a lot different, wasn't it? And that's because it was a better way to take it off. And this is just this is a rotary blade. We'll get them in a craft shop, places like that. But warning, they are expensive, and when you get them, they are mega sharp. They stay sharp for quite a while, but just be very careful, because they'll slice straight through your finger. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use that. I always put my tools back as I use them, otherwise what happens is, and you've got a secure safety feature here, covers that blade. So you just push that down like that, and now you can't cut yourself. But once you pull that back, oh, lethal. Right, it's done that. Now, I'm going to edge this because you need a leading edge. This is on the underside. You need a leading edge for when you put your ferrous rod in, but I'm still going to do the top side as well. Because that's me. See, now that's bending a lot easier, isn't it? See, once I get that snipped up in there, it doesn't have to be mega tight in there, because it's going to be stitched in there in between. Now I'll get the glue out in a minute. And just remember, when I use this glue, just hold your breath, will you, because it's very, and as I said on more than one occasion, it's this that's messed up my lungs. But bear in mind, when you've been doing it as long as I have, it takes quite a while before it messes them up, but needless to say, it's done it. So I just hold my breath a bit and don't get too close to it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find something to follow that contour with that line I've made, and you'd be surprised what I use. You know, I mean, you can use all sorts. Can't quite use that, it's not big enough. I've got some different what's names here. Yeah, look at that. That'll do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it with my pricker, like that. What could be like that? Mark it with my pricker, then come up here. I keep forgetting to show it to you, you know. Like so. I'm going to do this one by freehand. Like so. I'm thinking of putting this in here, see? It's going to be a bit bolshy there. I can feather it down even more if need be. So, it will sit something like that. Yes, are you with me now? Get my drift. That's what I'm hoping to do. What's the time? Got 5 minutes. So I've got it 5 minutes now. I'm going to I might call it a day on part 1 and start part 2, but I don't want to risk keep going, because although YouTube says I can use it longer, it doesn't say how much longer. So I don't want to carry on and then find out halfway through that it's packed up. So here we are, back in my manner. Do this same side this way. Alright, there we go, it's a fiddly old job, but we're getting there. And normally what I'd do is I would I'd dye these first. So I'll go as far as I can to the point where I need to dye it, I think. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, it's bum fluff. Right, that's that. Oh, I just kicked my heater. Now, yeah, I think I'm going to have to dye it because it's going to be a bit of a job trying to poke the dobber in there when it's closed up. Look, it's not going to go in very well, is it? Look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dye that. Dye the inside of here. Once I cut this out, I will turn it over. Pardon me. Right. See, I'm not messing about now, am I? Oh, even mark number 8. Even number 8 there and there. These little knives are handy little things, you know. There's a chap I was watching on YouTube only tonight, and he got a little like a pen knife, pocket knife, and he got one of these on it, and I thought, oh, that's a lovely little thing. Right, so what I'm going to do in it here is I'm following this line that I just made. Three, 4, 5 3/4, 2 3/8, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 2 3/8, 1 2 3. Oh, am I good or what? It's right on the mark now. Look, stop right on the mark. Right, that's that done. Oh shit, caught that with me now. Sorry, working out camera shot again, aren't I? Oh, there she blows. Right, okay.